Headaches, anxiety, disappointing, depressing, frustration. Those to me are the most common feelings I've gone through when creating content on YouTube. And those feelings, when combined together, can get overwhelming and it leads to burnout, which is exactly what happens to me like for the, I don't know, fifth time maybe? You may have noticed I have not been uploading that many videos for the last month or two. I tend to upload new videos once a week because I strongly believe consistency matters when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, which, by the way, I still believe is the key. But the last 2 months of not uploading consistently has made me realize one thing. Consistency may actually be the cause of my burnout. Let me explain a little. I was not actually aware that I burnt myself out. As a matter of fact, I just didn't have the time to do any new videos because I am busy with work. I was so busy that I didn't have the time to record my video, I didn't have the time to write my script, and I didn't have the time to think about the next content to create. And when I am off work, I just want to relax and I do not want to think about anything because I'm just very tired. But soon, I started to notice one thing about myself. My procrastination doesn't seem to be work-related. It started to look more like I'm just not looking forward to doing my next video. In other words, I told myself I am busy because I didn't want to work on my channel. I just didn't feel like it, and the thought of thinking about what content to create next tires me even more. So I was pretty much using work as an excuse for me not uploading new content. And it has gotten to the stage where I don't see myself checking YouTube for a few days and leaving comments unreplied. After a few weeks when all this started sinking in, I started to feel bad because 1, I have an audience I built over the years who supports me, so I feel like I am letting them down. And 2, I feel bad about the effort I put in so far, getting the channel to where it is today and letting it go to waste just because I have these bad moments. So I wanted to understand more because if I'm going through this crazy emotional ride, then surely someone else is going through the same thing too, right? And it just so happens that Graham Stephan posted a video about his current state. At first, I thought that this is another one of those I'm going to quit YouTube video. But knowing Graham, I know he put everything on the line on YouTube, so there's no way he is going to quit. So I watched his video and I discovered one important point. The one thing that Graham Stephan and I have in common is consistency. He believes that the more he uploads, the more the channel will grow. But consistency has several weaknesses. For instance, coming up with new topics that does not bore viewers is quite a challenge. Or how about uploading for the sake of uploading? You know what I'm saying? The whole reason I upload consistently is because I believe it satisfies the YouTube algorithm's need for new content, which I think that is what Graham believes as well. And when you're uploading for the sake of uploading to fit the YouTube algorithm, there's this feeling where you're getting pushed to do something you aren't willing to do. And when that happens, you get burnt out and you quit. If you are in a job where you're constantly getting pushed, you'll eventually burn out as well. But the difference here is if you are in a job, you can easily quit and find a new one to keep things new. However, if you're running a YouTube channel, there's no room for that. You either quit YouTube or you force yourself to continue. So that part really got into me, that I need to create for the sake of creating to fit to the YouTube algorithm, which, by the way, I think is true because my channel's growth has slowed down a lot for the last couple of weeks. But consistency isn't just about satisfying the YouTube algorithm. It's also to satisfy our audience, the viewers. I'll try to explain this the best I can, but it might offend some of you, so my apologies in advance, but be warned. There are 2 reasons to upload consistently for the viewers. 1, to build our online presence. It is like a billboard. The more people see it, the more people get familiar with you. 2, building credibility. The more they listen, the more they start to think the way you think and see things from your perspective. These 2 points, presence and credibility, takes a lot of effort to build, and it is a long and tedious journey as well as a lonely one. But the biggest issue here, for me at least, is the unpredictability of human beings. One minute they can be your biggest supporter and the next minute they just forget about you altogether because you became boring. To me, that has always been a challenge, to not become a boring person on YouTube. So to overcome that, I have to come up with new, never seen before content. And on top of that, I have to do that week after week. So as you can see, it has become a huge challenge to maintain. It's like maintaining a house. Over time, the house gets old and I have to think about renovation. So I started painting the walls from white to blue, which may appeal to some who think blue is special, but some just want plain old white. Then I start to paint it white again, and then there's a new objection saying I should have kept it blue and yada yada yada. Not to mention, there's also this group who thinks that all I do to keep things fresh with the house is repaint, and that's boring, so I'm no longer interesting to them. So what I'm trying to say here is the life of a content creator is not easy. We have to upload consistently to let our viewers know we are alive, but we also need to show them new things to keep them engaged and absorbed. If you're getting confused at this point, then good, because you should be. But if you want me to explain that in 3 simple words, the words will be: people are demanding. But you can't keep up with those demands, which is why you see some influencers start producing fake videos just to satisfy these demands. Unfortunately for me, I have been trying to meet those demands, but I can't fake my videos, and it has become very frustrating for me when I can't keep up with my consistency due to me lacking real things to talk about. I mean, my life on YouTube is not that happening. There can't be something new or special events happening every single week. And when I find myself in that position where I have nothing new to share, it demoralizes me. On top of that, YouTube starts punishing me for not uploading more often, and it makes me feel underappreciated. Now, I can go on and on about this, but if you ask me how consistency burns me out, it'll be to satisfy the YouTube algorithm and catch up to viewers' demand. So I have spent a lot of time thinking about this. I know I need to fix this, so I dug deep to find the root cause of the issue. Basically, to overcome this, I need to shift the momentum back to myself and not let the YouTube or viewer drive my main motivation. They do need to still be around, but I need to be the driver and not the passenger any longer. So what I'm trying to say here is, I don't have a real plan for my channel, and I need to come up with one fast. Now, I'm not going to be one of those channels who is going to explain to you what changes you're going to see or what type of videos you can look forward to. I don't think I need to notify my audience about that. But if you're going through the same thing I am, then my plan, in very simple words, is to find the balance between creating content for your viewers and for yourself, but lean towards creating content for yourself. It may tank in terms of views, it may not grow your channel, but it doesn't matter. Create what you want for your own sanity to recharge and get familiar with the fact that each video you create can be disastrous even if you put in a lot of effort. For example, YouTube Shorts. I am going to mix both YouTube Shorts and long-form videos on my channel because it is something I want to try for myself, even though many viewers have left me comments saying it is a bad idea. I think running a YouTube channel is also about taking risks. If we are listening to others all the time and doing what others are doing, then who is there to teach us about new stuff? Now, I don't want to go on and on about this. You have probably heard enough by now, but I'm going to leave you with my 2 cents. When you run a YouTube channel, it is very easy to produce the same type of content, the same type of video style, because it works and you're familiar with it and it is comfortable. But being in your comfort zone only takes you up to a certain level. Taking risks is where you can go from 1,000 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers. Will it backfire? Well, yes, it can. That's what taking risks is all about. But you will need to learn to see where the boundaries are. Maybe instead of changing 180 degrees, just make slight but obvious changes to your content. Maybe play around with new styles with just one video instead of a series of videos. Whatever it is, I do believe that we need to learn to mitigate risks so that we can take a little bit of risks every now and then, especially when YouTube is getting so competitive and we need to stand out from our competitors. Because it is very comfortable to continue doing the same thing over and over again, but being in your comfort zone could very well lead to the downfall of your YouTube channel.